Alright, welcome back everybody. I titled this one Fun with Fascia, although fun is certainly in quotation marks because it really wasn't all that fun. It took me a heck of a lot longer than I thought it would. But here's where we are so far. I decided to go ahead and, since I had the table saw out in the garage, I did everything up in the garage, so I had to haul these sheets up out in the garage and back down and then get them secured and everything. So a lot of work to do. I did decide to go ahead and try the brad nailer. See, I got the compressor down here to see if it works. I did put some, liquid nails, construction adhesive along the 1x4, held them up, and then air nailed them in. And then still need to come back and do a lot of filling. I haven't done any dress up yet, and obviously filling in, where it doesn't quite meet. So I would recommend, if you're doing this, I probably did this a little bit too late in the process. I should have done it a little bit earlier, just so I wouldn't have all the, going back now and having to work on all this stuff. Not a big deal. I can do it, but it just would have been easier if I had put this up while the foam was still pink, so to speak. Did my whatever I'm going to do there with some scoop to mold or plaster cloth or fasten file, whatever. And I got to do a lot of work still along here. I'm not the most talented carpenter, so there's a lot of gaps. That piece right there is just sitting there right now because it is it's gonna fall because I'm doing this one-handed, but there we go. Okay, because what I did, I want to leave something like that, so if I ever need to reach in, and pop that hatch there, I have a way to get in there and do that without trying to ruin whatever scenery I have up here. So I got to figure out if I want to put a piece in there and put a little hatch on it, or just make it removable. And the thought being, I hope I'm not going in there too many times. Did use a couple different types of board that I had some board laying outside, and I had to actually run out and buy some more because I hadn't planned initially on having the scenery like this. So a lot of what I had when I had the contractor do the basement for me, do the room, excuse me, he cut a lot of the masonite for me at the 7-inch width. That's what I thought I was going to use, which I still will in the other area, but around here I needed other stuff, so I actually had to go out yesterday and buy some more. And I had it cut to 12-inch widths so I could use it for the higher scenery. So pretty much of it's done. As I said, I have a lot of dress up to do on the corners because again, I'm not the world's greatest carpenter. I have the holes drilled here for our hand auto switch. It doesn't look pretty now, but we'll get that back installed. I have to do something behind here. Don't have it done yet because I was going to put just a sheet on that came here, but then from the back side you'll be able to see that, so this is a little bit higher. But still, I got to do something because of the wires coming out. So I don't know if I want to try to cut a slot in that or exactly what I'm going to do there. But we'll get working on that. And then that will finish up, pretty much all the fascia. And of course I have to do a lot of, like I said, a lot of filling in, which isn't hard to do. Had to, of course, drop the power to get this done on this side. And then I ran a piece up behind the control cabs there. That piece there, that's one of the 7, and that's what I'm going to use for the rest of it. So the rest of it's going to be relatively simple. That's just sitting there right now. But I'm probably going to go ahead. So I got everything out, and I'm kind of in the flow here, and just get the fascia done. Just get it out of the way. This will be a lot easier back here. It's going to be mostly just 7-inch pieces right along because it's relatively flat. So I might just try to get it. I took the weekend. Let's just get it done, get it behind me, and then get back into the scenery full time. So like I said, this is just run behind the control cabs there, just to give it a little bit of a finished look there. And here, again here, you see my beautiful carpentry work. I got to fill that in. But like I said, that's I got somewhere I'm off. But I think if you dress it up, it should look okay. Got it around to here. That's all done. Didn't put this, obviously, this piece in here, but I got this little corner done since I'm working this area. And this here from here over to there will be one piece. I, made this long enough. In fact, there'll be a little bit less than one piece. I have to cut a little bit off, but I have the piece out in the garage for that run right there. So that should be relatively simple once I get the board back in and get the scenery done there in Lake City. Again, I stopped it here because I'm still working on what I'm going to do for this swing out here. That could be a whole other video, but I'm not going to bore you with that. That's why I'm probably not going to put this on, so I'm not sure yet. But then I'm probably going to go from here up here. Now this piece, I just kind of temporarily put it in. And what I can actually do, and I recommend you, now that I've gone through it and messed it up, from here, I'm going to bring out one piece, let it curve around here, and it ends somewhere in there. So that'll be one piece, and it won't be angular here. I'll let it curve out, which I think looks nicer. So if I had a recommendation, you might want to consider not doing it like this. I'm an engineer, so I like things nice and angular and straight lines and everything, but you can see unless you're really good, and you're probably better than I am, but you have some cleanup. If this had all been nice and smooth, with a round piece around there, if I thought about it a little bit earlier, probably would look a little bit nicer. I mean, this will be fine, but so I want to actually maybe even get this piece in. That's why I kind of put this up to test it. Like I said, it is one full piece. We'll come out here, curve around, and then maybe even go from here, one piece, just let it curve right in here a little bit, because it won't be that much, and then bring it up and end it wherever it ends, and then just do a small piece to finish off. So it might flow a little bit better along here, and then the rest of it, like I said, from there on, is just going to be the 7-inch pieces, which are all down there on the floor with one drop. So I got tons of that stuff ready to go. So that's where we are. Gonna do a little bit more work, get this dressed up, maybe come back later today and just, this is I mean, I did also, well, work-wise on the layout, I did get the ballast in here has been redone with the new ballast. I like it. Looks a lot better than the other stuff that was in there. So that got done. And then all the what I'm calling the preliminary ballast on the outsides of the cork, the profile, to give it a little bit of tooth. That's all been done all the way around, up around the peninsula on the far side, in through here. That's all been done. In the preliminary, I usually put a little bit of N or Z scale ballast with some soil on the outside, then the ballast over top of it. So that's all done. So, and I have all my scenery supplies now, there and everything. So maybe I'll take a break later today because I want to get, again, I do need to get all this done. So I take that back. I don't know if I'll have time or not, but the next thing, once all that's done, is to really start hitting the scenery. Getting moving along. So that's where we are for now. I just want to do this quick. Maybe I'll do one. I don't know, I'll do one more later today, just kind of show how far along I get, and maybe even get some of the work being done to the fascia. So that's it. So fun with fascia. That was pretty much my weekend. So more to follow as work progresses. Alright, just to show, here's what I did for the Wallace Junction control panel. I decided to go ahead and cut a piece that actually kind of fits down over it from the top. And again, you can see my less than spectacular carpentry, but it's okay. I'll fix those gaps there. And I decided to do that because one of my initial thoughts was to just run a full piece, bring the cabinet off and go back through the masonite. But then I gotta still get the wires through. Oh, I'll just cut a slot. Well, that's great, but I don't want to undo all those wires to feed them through the slot. So this way, when you close it up, and again, it's not perfect. In fact, let me pause so I can do it with one hand, right? Because I can't do it with one hand. Okay, that way it still matches relatively nice. I just kind of marked the edge there, and it's okay on that side. It's off on this side, and you can see inside there it's off. But that's kind of a hard place to see, I guess, if people come along and snoop around and look and say, "Oh, this guy's an idiot. He can't cut carb or anything." And you're right. But and then I just kind of tapered it into here. I kept this low because right here is going to be a road, a gravel road that accesses maintenance area, so that's why I kind of kept that down. That's just sitting there now, so I don't lose the pieces. And then that covers the back side of that. So when you're looking, you know, from across the layout room, you don't see that obvious opening there on the back of the board. All right, so that's that. So we'll keep working down here and see how far we get. Okay, a little in progress. Here's the plan for this corner. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and put a piece in here. One single piece and let it wrap around there. Then we'll obviously fill that in with foam. And then that piece will come right up to here at the end of this board. And then we're going to run another piece here. And again, let it just flow around here. And then end there. Then of course I have to put a little piece there, but that's okay. And I got to cut this back and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's what we're going to do now. I don't have it up yet. I'm going to get this piece in today. Probably not this piece. Again, just so I can take this out and work back here. Once that's done, then I'll put that in. But I want to get some more hardware because I do not think the brads are going to work here. There's a fair amount of, you know, this board wants to move out, so I'm going to have to get some heavier duty hardware. And I'm not sure. Drywall screws, I could use those. I have tons of them. Would look the prettiest, so I might run up to Lowe's. I need some more brads for the rest of this anyway, so to do some other hardware. I'm going to have to put heavier duty hardware in here. And I can anchor it pretty good right to here, so to keep all that in, since there's some stress on it. And maybe over here, again, just to, I don't want over time, I'm absolutely certain brads would not hold here. Because even with the clamps on it, it's tough, so I need some heavier duty stuff. So, going to try that there, and that looks pretty nice. Steven was down, he approves, so I think it kind of flows nicer. And again, I kind of wish I would have done that for the peninsula, but again, hindsight. But if you're just starting off, you might want to consider doing it more like this. I think it does look a little bit nicer in terms of the flow. Not that this is terrible, but a little bit nicer. So then we'll get that in. I'll probably get this piece cut and ready to go. So I need a little piece there, so I might even get that cut. So once we get, once this is done here, boom, this can all go up, be done, and relatively simply be put in. Alright, so there you go. So a little bit of in progress. I think it's going to look relatively nice. And of course get some more room for scenery too, so we kind of like that. So, alright, there you go. More to come shortly. Okay, to wrap up the fascia segment, this is in. I went ahead and used some heavier number 10 brass screws with some of the little, I know what kind of washers, the little fancy type washers. And I think that should hold pretty good. I was able to get into some pretty meaty parts of the here and here with it. So I think it's going to hold pretty good. I'm going to leave the clamps on until the adhesive dries up. So that piece, again, that's not in yet. That's just there. I'll probably just leave it up. And then I did come along and got this side is pretty much done up to the control cabinet at the far end. This side, again, the clamps are just on for now. Got it up here behind here. And then this is done up to here. I was thinking about putting this piece up. It's loose right now. And I actually took a piece and formed it to be curved. I like that. I'm probably going to go ahead and go like that for this end. This looks a lot cleaner. But I didn't put this one in because I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do here yet. If I have a road coming out or something like that, I might want this to be a little bit higher. So, as much as I really wanted to get it done, I'm just going to hold off. I'll leave it clamped up for now, just because it kind of gives a nice finished look to it. Like I said, I'll probably go ahead and use this. I was going to have a piece out here and then again do the 45s at the end, but I think I like the way it's curved. I think it looks a lot nicer. I mean, it isn't lined up exactly with the center of the railroad curve, but whatever. And then, obviously, I won't put that in because I do want to be able to get back. And it isn't that hard to reach. I mean, I can reach back here, but again, just because I'm not exactly sure yet what's going to happen over here in Pittsfield at this end of the factory, I just kind of want to hold off and not get something in that I have to take out again. I'm going to leave this out again because this is going to be a piece I was going to cut from here to match to that. But again, until I get everything finalized, I'll just leave it at. It's not a whole lot more work to do. Pretty easy to handle that. So that is it. It does look a little bit cleaner with the fascia on. And next, of course, eventually we'll get some type of nice curtain to hang down, or cloth or something to hide the underneath. I'm going to go with that, like a dark forest green or a black. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what color we're going to paint the fascia yet. Definitely will get painted, but it's not, I got to take some time and go back and do all the lovely joints, get them fixed up. And in some areas, so eventually, probably here like under the yard, these open spaces like to have storage. So if we, swap out the modern stuff to run 1950s era or so reading stuff, then we can just have rolling stock stored there. Then if we really want to switch it up and go to our European, Swiss operating, on the other side, and then we have more drawers that can just pull out with the rolling stock in it, so we can just kind of put it in and out of the yard. That's the plan, at least. So I have at least probably a good 8-foot section here and a nice piece here. I could do some here. So there's a fair amount of room for under the layout storage, even back along this side, where it's a lot thinner, but something could be stored in there. So that's the plan. So I like that, like the way that turned out. And probably have, again, more storage, at least up under here, and where you can pull stuff a little bit farther from the yard, so not quite as conducive. But and then, of course, all my wife's knickknacks, Christmas decorations, and everything's got to be stored somewhere. So that, folks, is going to be it for now. The fun of... Okay, that was a very loud, garbled scanner transmission. I apologize for that. I might actually go out and enjoy the weather a little bit, maybe see a train or two. Alright, so that's it. Fascia. Pretty much what all I did this weekend, because of some other stuff I showed earlier. During the week, I'll probably work on, again, getting all the joints nice and smooth, get everything sanded. But that's pretty much it for this week. I know, not 2 weeks in a row, not very exciting. Not a whole lot to show. That's really cool to look at, but hey, you got to do some of this work, so I think it does kind of make things look a little nicer. Kind of gets rid of the pink edge. So that is it, folks, for this week. We'll keep working away here, and hopefully, maybe by next weekend, try to get some more scenery done. Well, I keep saying that, and it never happens, but hopefully. All right, everyone. Hey, thanks for watching. Do appreciate it. Everyone have a great week.